the rope. There you go.
Hello. I'll check it later, phone. I got a ton of pings yesterday for whatever reason. So some of them flew over my head. But I will check it out. Where was I? My brain reset. Hello, everyone. Good night. Tonight is not going to be a terribly long stream. I'm looking at like maybe 2 to 3 hours. Because later tonight I want to work on a spicy Rosalina that I can't really stream here. And I just want to sit quietly and work on my own. But today, I thought I'd stream the new model that I'm working on. I already have, like, it's going to be very simple. I'm not going to make anything complicated. Most people do. I tend to prefer very simple designs. But, yeah, without further ado, let's go. So this is where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go grab some music first. So we're gonna go to YouTube. I'm gonna put Animal Crossing because I am basic. Perfect. All right. So volume a little bit. Today's gonna be very chill. I normally when I do art streams, I'm not very talkative. You guys know that, so. But if you guys ask anything, I'll make sure to. Make sure that my board is up. Stop. Hey, you can ask me art questions or whatever, like it doesn't matter. I'll try to talk a little bit. I'll try not to be quiet. It's just that I'm not very good at multitasking. So, usually when I do art streams, I want them to be chill because I know people just like listening to chill music and watch someone draw. It's usually like the streams where I have the most people lurking, usually. It's not, which I don't mind. To me, that's fine. Or you can just like ask me whatever. Like I'll talk about my day today. It wasn't like too much, working out and then going to the supermarket to do a grocery run. We went to Costco, or like our version of Costco here, and grabbed like a ton of meats. Oh yeah, so my plan today. Here's I'll even make like a new thing. Today's plan. So basically, expressions. I don't want to do all of them. I just want to do like a couple of them and then like start thinking about ideas. Because at the moment I don't have too many other than the standard ones. I'm probably not gonna do like a lewd expression. Like I want to focus more on silly or more just relaxed. Or if I do, I'm not gonna tell you. We're gonna do a boob toggle. Oh yeah, has a cheese and chocolate. Yeah, I have to do like the dipping thing and then eating it. That's gonna be... Okay, here's the thing. My model's gonna be simple, but I'm going to try to add very creative things. I'm okay with spending like 2 to 3 months working on this. Just on the animations alone is fine. Himbo toggle, which is just thick lips. Cheese. No ears toggle for a what? Yeah, ear poses. So for today, I don't want to, like, we can do a bunch of things. Let's see. Like, as we go along, I'll think about it. Right now, I'm just going to refine a little bit. Refine. Maybe colors. I'm sorry to say that the bulk's going to be nerfed. Mostly because, in hindsight, I don't really do a lot with it. I don't do, like, adult streams with it in general. And I want to keep it in a way where, like, I don't get smacked. If you know what I mean. Like, I might have a toggle for it instead, and then just use it for, like, videos, but I kind of, I'm not afforded the same, I'm not afforded the same advantages like bigger streamers or people with, like, crazy models are. True, that is true. That's why I said, like, I haven't, like, I'm still, like, on the fence about it. But I'm going to keep, like, a... Like, it's modest, right? So is this clothing 1, and then the second one is this? True, I could probably control it with a slider. I mean, it's gonna have its jiggle, so it's gonna be on its own separate layer anyways. For now, I'm gonna focus on this one. I need a jacket as well. Let's see, I know. You mean the stream? I'm hoping later this week. I'm trying to. It's rough because I'm trying to get my stuff sorted in terms of like work. So I want to make sure that the commissions I have are started and whatnot. But I want to do an art stream, like the raffle stuff, this week. It'd be for supporters though. Because I did promise that, so I have to do that. Then I might do like a general like sketch commission stream or something like that. I haven't decided yet. I have an overwhelming amount of work still, so. I got a layer. Ears. I'm still iffy on the jacket because here's the thing. If I add a jacket, that's like a ton of extra animations I have to do. What do I think of JPEG XL? Here's three like here's the thing. Is it better than a PNG? Will Clip Studio open it or will it copy paste? And finally, will other like can I look at it on my computer? That's like if I store it on my hard drive, can I open it? Can I look at it? Can I copy paste it? Can I put it in a like? That's really all I care about. I don't like it's if it's better than a PNG in every way, shape, and form, then I'm all for it. Otherwise, like WebP sucks. It doesn't do anything differently than a PNG does. other than like just crunch up data. I like if it's not better than a PNG, I don't care. That's my stance on it. To cut the face. That's where expressions are going to be. Different follow expressions. Yeah, I mean, these streams are supposed to be chill. That's my whole idea. Basically, because I don't talk too much. From someone that like tends to overthink their models, like I would just suggest, if you're not comfortable with the current model that you have, just like make a new one, but don't try to think of like I'm gonna rebrand or whatever. Because for a moment I debated like, oh, I should make like a CO model instead, but I'm like, nah, I think I'm pretty comfortable. Like, first of all, you're the horse. Second of all, like I'm very comfortable with my design. Just, you know, a new one, rework. There's some people that like just make a new model like every other day, like the moth vtuber, she's like always making new models and shit, and it's like it's very time consuming if you're not like doing that for other people as commissions and stuff. I'm mainly doing art pieces for people, so these things take time. Do now. Use the opacity of this. Seems better than a PNG. This is brat mode, with the little thing. It'll be a toggle. Also, regarding another, yeah, some VTubers rebrand and redesign like monthly. It's so tiresome. It's not even just that. The month VTuber I'm referring to in question also is like they keep making like they make really cool shit though. It's just that they're like because they like she's expressed that she loves just making new models and stuff, so she's constantly just making new things. 80 models? I mean, if you have the money, right? It's because, like, she gets models like it's, I'm not attacking her. She gets models like it's getting new clothes, which makes sense. Like, she wants to, you know, make new outfits for herself and stuff, which is, it's completely valid. If you have the money to pay talented artists to do it, absolutely. Oh, this is so stupid. Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure that they were already using it. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Doing all right. How about yourself? Let's see. Nice. Hope it went well. I'm trying to think. Working on my model. For this expression to happen, I have to redo the face, or like the head structure, and I'll do that at some other point. So what I'll do is, let's see what else we got here. Oh, right. Okay. Rainbow mode. It's just gonna be the lips that are different. I need to do like a... I'm gonna make all these toggles, and I'm not gonna use a single one probably, because I'll just forget. Something, hold on. Trying to make pouty lips. From the front, it's like a little hard when you want to nail it. Yeah, that works. Oh yeah, the notes. To do. Timbo mode. Red mode. Like, here's the thing though, with the eyes and the mouth, like that's the variant, so I can like mix and match them however I want. The one thing I want to do maybe now is a few different expressions. This one, this is a space. Oh, we can do this. Uh, Face. We want to add. Oh, I want to add the boot. Oh, that's gonna be all right. Instead of doing that, I'm going to actually separate the arms. Reason being that I need them to have to color code things because it's gonna. Right, so a shrug. You know, shit just got real when the PNG crosses their arms. talking about the boobs. It doesn't really matter. Like, it'll just be boobs. Like, who cares? That's, this doesn't have to be... I can also reuse this, sorta. Doing this. So. This one. But this one, okay, this one, what I'm gonna do is sure that they're going to the same. Yep. I'm gonna add a ton of arms just because fuck it. I know someone, I think I was watching a tutorial where a person added like a lean, like their model leans. But I don't know if that's overkill or not. I think I'll look up what that person did for their lean in and then try to replicate that. But I think they kind of, like, what they did was the model just changes like this. It's not a huge lean. And I think it's an animation. I don't know that, you know, the character leans, but I could try, and if like my model leans a little bit too far from the front, it kind of changes into that, but would probably benefit from Making one for Year of the Horse. My model is probably from 2019, maybe. I made that model when I was living in France, which was, it was like before COVID, so it was like 7 years ago, give or take. It was like, I want to say 7 or 6 years ago, give or take. So it's a pretty old model. Or maybe not. Maybe I was streaming under a different PNG. And I think it was 2020 when I did them. I like, it should be, it's not a newer thing. It's probably older. So I'm due for a new one. And yeah, good evening, Valentine. Yeah, originally I was gonna have a friend do it, but one, I don't have any money for that, and two, I enjoyed making my first one. Why wouldn't I enjoy making the second one? Part of me puts it off because it's like, oh, you know, workload or whatever, but fuck it. I'm going to balance my commissions and my workload so that I do commissions and fun stuff. Even if, you know, I take a while to do stuff, but I want to start doing more projects like this. Because I feel like I get in a cycle of like, oh, I'm doing commissions and stuff, but I don't grow as fast because I'm not challenging myself enough to do projects and stuff. I'm like, and plus I also want to work on stuff like my game and stuff, which like all of that, it's like challenging, but it helps me grow as a creator. Because I feel like a lot of my growth was stunted because I was doing a lot of commissions. Plus, I want to learn 3D, like actually do 3D modeling this year. I have some ideas planned for most of the fan art that I do is just like making characters that I really like into horse girls and stuff. So that's probably going to be a huge part of it too. I want to do more elaborate pieces, like more, instead of like just a pinup, like a situation or follow-up images. So I'm like challenging myself creatively. That's what I want to do. All right. So this is one set of hand. And then last set of arms. It's the obvious. Oh wait, no, there's two that I want to do. Two more. I was hoping last year I would get so one of my goals last year was to make a VTuber model for someone. Not like just the design, just work on the design. And I did that. And then after it's like, oh, I want to do a model. Like this, the person I did the thing for, she already went ahead and like got someone to do the model and then has someone that does the rigging for them. So that's fine. I was hoping that I would get to do someone's model, or like do the design and then the model, but I decided, fuck it, I'll just do mine myself, because no one reached out for that. Even though like I was like, oh, basically I can do this too, but whatever. I'm not. It's not like I'm known in the space for doing that, and I'm sure like a lot of people would be hesitant to charge someone that only did a model once versus known for doing like more designs than anything. So that's more out. You know, I'm not the Live 2D3 is a rich experience. Plus, if using Unity, I know a handful of VTubers who DIY their model from scratch or use both a boot store model and then craft their own afterwards. The use of Waterglow and other software hardware is just mind blowing. I need to, you know, delve more into the back end of VTubing stuff. I don't want to, you know, have to like learn new skills and stuff for something that's, you know, more of a hobby, but I want to do like, you know, put my best efforts. So, you know, a few things that can go the extra mile would be awesome. Like I want to do cool shit where like, oh yeah, I did that. And lastly, Oh, right, I forgot one. I copy this one. Yeah, I have I don't know if you were here earlier for it, but I have a few expressions, and there's also the himbo expression. We got a pout, and then we got this, and then whatever this is. I don't know that I'll implement this, but it's funny. No joke face, yeah. It used to be the tsundere phase, before, you know, the Astolfening. What if CO I debated that, but honestly, later in the year, I'll consider it. I'll finish this one first before I consider a CO model. Before, it used to be like, you know, you had the, you know, you had the, you know, the Fang stuff that used to be for tsuneres and stuff, and now it's like femboy character. Give him a Fang. And then bedroom, constant bedroom eyes. It is a horse on your screen. Oh, cool. And I totally get the reference from last week. Yeah, I was thinking of like adding like a crown or like an earring that's a reference to Daiwa. Speaking of Uma Musume, I'm a little disappointed with Cygames. I honestly don't know how to feel about Cygames now opening like a AI studio. But again, like, I would be a hypocrite if I just go like, I was arguing with someone. Here's the problem. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that earlier I had an argument. I wasn't really arguing with anyone, but I was talking with someone where like, some people get angry when you use Twitter because it's like, oh, Elon bad, but it's also like, yeah, but I'm a creator and I have to basically use whatever platform to promote my stuff and whatever. Like, I know there's a lot of artists that are just like, well, I moved to Blue Sky, but it's like, yeah, you could, and in a sense, like, if you're well off enough to like cut your audience in half and that, you could do it, but it's like, it doesn't make any sense because like every other website is like whatever. But that's not the case. My argument in there was like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, all of these websites suck, all of their user base suck. Blue Sky sucks in particular because no one's using it other than artists, and when like it's full of like other creators that most creators just don't spend on other creators usually, you're kind of like, if your audience isn't moving, then there's no point. You should usually aim for having your own website and then just cross post. But anyways, what again, like my argument was, it doesn't matter. Like, just use whatever you want to use. You can't judge other people for what they use, right? If someone wants to use Twitter, or if someone wants to use Blue Sky or whatever, like, it's their prerogative. Like, they can use whatever they want, because it's not like they're not like, you're not necessarily like benefiting directly the only one that's like, if you move to a different place but you don't have the audience, the only one that's getting fucked over is you. Or like, in the grand scheme of things, the people that are going to pay money to you for services or whatever, they're not going to care if you're posting on whatever. Like, the general audiences just don't really care. So to circle back that to Uma Musume, I am very disappointed, and I'm having very conflicting feelings because I really don't want to work, or like, not necessarily work, but I don't want to benefit a company that will start using AI to make products or whatever. Like, they said, oh, it's like sub games or whatever, but it's like, you're making AI stuff, right? But then again, I use Twitter, so it's like, it's a catch-22 because I use applications that just have AI integrated on it, whether I like it or not. I use Google for a lot of stuff. I use YouTube for a lot, like for just a lot of shit. I stream on YouTube, and they're like pushing for AI. So it's like, it's everywhere, and they're like, and the discourse with AI is like a nightmare right now because everybody's like, it's either full in or, you know, scorch everybody that even looks at it. So Cygames like doing that is very interesting in the sense where like they were the last people that I would have expected, because they make so much goddamn money that I don't see the need for them to go and be like, okay, well, we're going to do an AI company now, because it's like, we can't lose out on this like opportunity. So it's like, I don't know. Recently also, like in the same week, Brown Dust, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's a loot gacha mostly. They were like, oh, we're going to censor in order to, you know, be able to, I don't know, appeal to a wider audience. Mainly because they were probably getting banned on like other countries or something like that, and they wanted to expand their audience. Well, with Disney, everybody thought that they were going to sue the shit out of OpenAI, but they ended up doing like a deal where like, yeah, you can use our IPs for whatever. Well, any marketing is good marketing. Which is like, with Bob Iger, that wouldn't have flown. Like, Bob Iger, at the very least, respected creators. But anyways, with Uma Musume, I will monitor the situation. because I play the game. I don't play it constantly. I'm not super obsessed like a lot of people are, but I love it. And I've been playing it since launch. Like, I've had time to, grow into it and stuff. But I don't think I will ever spend any money on the game anymore. I'm just going to play it casually like I was. But if it comes to like the point where they are like actually making slop and like using their IPs like Musume to make like AI slop games or whatever, or like they're taking very seriously to replace artists and creators and stuff like that. Yeah, of course. Because I don't know, like people were like very, very, very angry. Like a very small subset of people were very, very angry at Arc Raiders because Arc Raiders used AI voices with the consent of the voice actors, mind you. And people were like, yeah, fuck this game or whatever. But it's like one of the most successful multiplayer games of 2025. So I'm not very smart or like very knowledgeable on the subject at the very least to be like, yeah, like fuck Cygames. I'm very disappointed. 100%. Very disappointed. It's very conflicting because I don't know how to feel, because it's like a friend of mine like put it succinctly. She was like, oh, that's gore of my comfort character. Yeah, and it's like it's one of the most successful things from last year, and like keep in mind, most of these companies, they'll make AI announcements because I believe Cygames is a publicly traded company. So it's like, how do we increase our bottom line? Oh, our shareholders will love it if we make a company of AI, and that's how we increase our value and stuff. All of this AI stuff is invisible value. That's something that you need to keep in mind. Let's say, okay, I'm sorry I'm derailing this comforting, handcrafted art session of like my model, but allow me to explain something. You have this invisible value. Let's say you have this product, right? Let's call it algorithm. All right, you have your algorithm. In the 2010s, you had, algorithms, right? That's the big buzzwords. Oh, we have an algorithm to determine your favorite foods, or we have this algorithm that will tell you, like, it'll cater your feed to the things that you like or whatever. Like everything had an algorithm. Even shit that did not need an algorithm had an algorithm. It was just put in there as a buzzword. Now, with the AI craze, a lot of these they're not artificial intelligence, they're language learning models. But basically, they work similar. In the context of businesses and social media and stuff, these are just one and the same. It's just that they say it's AI because it makes it sound smart. When, obviously, for something like Twitter, you have like Grok, for example. Grok can just say shit and reply. We had this before. We had chatbots. This is not a new thing. We've had, the only thing is that you now have the generative AI, which is like a new thing or like a more recent thing that's now available for public use, attached to like a glorified chatbot. And that's basically what a lot of these like AI things are. ChatGPT is just like a Google search, but smarter. I've seen, because it just takes things from everywhere. Again, this is just coming from someone that's just like, I have basic knowledge of what AI is. I'm not very like I don't hate it, or I don't, the very concept of like what we call AI or the language learning models, I don't hate it. I hate the way that people use it, or the execution of, because it's being used as a way to like just replace things that don't need replacing, or there was like no change, but it's just like whatever we get, we can do to like make $1 extra. So basically, all of these companies are just saying we have AI. Oh, this has AI. I've seen stuff that does not even need an internet connection. Say it's like Wi-Fi enabled and it has AI. So again, a lot of this is just people to raise venture capital so that they can make millions of dollars, deliver nothing, and then a lot of the companies that invested can just write it off as a tax. Write it off from their taxes because they lost money on this college dropout that promised an AI product or whatever. A lot of game companies think they can save time, but by implementing AI into their processes. But most people that I've seen, most interviews that I've read, they haven't seen any significant change, and it's actually more expensive because on top of having to pay staff that knows how to use it to an extent, or having to still pay creators or like artists and writers and programmers on top of it, you have to pay this very expensive AI model to whatever company. And even then, whatever it spews out, you can't technically use because it's copyrighted. So, because in the court of law, it's ruled that like AI does not really have a copyright, and you can't really use it, even though there's companies that have been using it, and it's like, how do they get away with it? So basically, I'm very disappointed but not surprised with Cygames announcing that they're doing. I was hoping they just wouldn't do it. But I believe they're publicly traded in Japan, and because of that, they just have to implement AI, because probably in a boardroom meeting, someone was like, bro, you know how we can make even more money? AI. So a lot of it is just huge speculation. This all is in relation to the stock market. This will make the stocks grow, because if you have AI fucking somehow in your company, it's going to make it grow in value. You just have to announce that you're making plans to implement it, or that you're buying RAM to somehow, or invest in AI farming or AI companies, and it'll increase the value for a product. Like, I don't want to get into economics. I know I don't know way enough to like actually like explain all of this, but basically for something like 20 years, ever since that like asshole CEO from General Electric died, basically most companies just have ghost value, because it's not even a product. It's not even about like having a product. It's just the image of pretending that you have like, it's basically faking it until you make it. It's faking it all the way. Like a lot of companies just don't even have like very good products, but they have like insane valuation. Like Microsoft has crazy valuation, but their product sucks because people like, you know, there's a monopoly. People don't use anything else. But for other companies, you sit down and you're like, well, what do they actually offer? And it's like, well, not much. So that's the reason why this is like being shoved down our throats, because it is a buzzword. And even if you think, but like people get angry, it's like, it doesn't matter. Well, like what we say doesn't really, like if the number goes up, it will never matter what we say. As long as we keep using their products, like I'm going to go very basic and tell you the kind of people that use AI. Your parents, for example. My dad uses ChatGPT for a lot of things. A lot of my family uses ChatGPT for things. My mom discovered that she could make cute cartoon pictures of our dogs with ChatGPT. And she's like, oh, this is cute. Now I can use it for a logo for selling like cookies or something like that. The huge convenience that comes from using that is like, for people, it's like worth it alone. So it's like, people will complain that like, oh, you know, this sucks. AI is like replacing a lot of work and stuff, but then, you know, they'll turn around and start using ChatGPT for Googling something, or they'll, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's like, there's no, like, you can't, it's not that you can't do anything about it, it's that for general thing, also like most of, like, Uma Musume is like, side games is like, it's mainstream. Uma Musume is not a niche thing anymore. It used to be, and I wish it stayed like that, because I actually didn't really want it to get that. Like, I wanted my friends to enjoy the thing that I enjoyed. I didn't want more people into the thing, because it's way too many people. I'm sorry if I sound weird by like trying to gatekeep this like really fun thing, but I generally think that it would have been better if it stayed smaller. But in the grand scheme of things, it's hugely popular. It makes a ton of money. It's not going to matter if a lot of people get disappointed, because people are still going to play Uma Musume. People are still going to spend money on Grand Blue. It just sucks. So, in summary, I don't know how to feel about it. Recently, I spent like something like 30 hours playing Uma Musume during my vacation. And I got a ton of the horse girls I wanted. And I had spent money on Christmas to make some pools and stuff, and I got good shit, and it's like, but again, am I gonna put money where my mouth is? Am I gonna stop playing the game because I am not really pro AI in the sense that I'm not very, I don't like generative AI. I don't like companies you know, doing that, making like a new company that's like centered around AI, and then, you know, taking all the hard work of people and just doing whatever. But at the same time, am I like, Twitter is like very pro AI. A lot of the users are very pro AI. But what am I going to do? Am I going to stop using Twitter? I can't stop using Twitter. Blue Sky's fucked. And like, if and personally, like, it doesn't matter what social media you use, because sooner rather than later, I know like Blue Sky is just going to be like, oh, we're integrating AI, not in the same way that Twitter is, but I'm guaranteeing you that those guys are desperate to make money, because from the grapevine, I've heard that they're not very profitable, because it's not a very, like, you know, I wish Blue Sky would work. I like Blue Sky. It's not terrible. It's like the feed works. It's very simple, which is what I want of the social media. I just want to see a post, like it, retweet it, and then move on with my life. But very soon, they will probably have to either go public, which, you know what that means, or they're going to start implementing AI tools so they get venture capital, or like any capital that comes in, they're going to be like, you have to implement AI. So, because running a social media service or something where like people are posting pictures and videos every second, that shit costs money, a lot of money. And they're not even running advertisements. They don't even have a premium service. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I remember that. That was very funny. But I'm pretty sure a lot of it is like that. A lot of companies will say they have AI, and then they'll be like, oh, you know, Jim from The Office, he'll like put something in ChatGPT, but we can't really use it because it's nonsense. So yeah, we're just doing it like he just goes in and does it. And the Coca-Cola ad cost more, like the same, if not more, than just hiring a talented group of people to. I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer. Like I have a positive outlook on like the AI stuff in terms of like what's gonna happen next. Like I try to stay positive. A lot of the people that still prefer, like, look at it this way. I'll use a food analogy. There's McDonald's, Burger King's, fast food everywhere. But a lot of people still prefer going to an actual restaurant, sitting down, taking their time to order something that they want. If the restaurant has a la carte, you can order something. You want to see the person that makes your food make it, or you want to go and make sure that like all the staff like treat you well and like you're having that human interaction. So as humans, we still, or well, you know, as you humans and me a horse, we still crave that another person. Do the food talk. But yeah, frankly speaking, just it's a conflicting thing. How big should I make these? I'm probably just gonna not play it, I guess. Chance size. Okay. I think that could work. Speaking of AI, play relaxing Zelda music. The one thing I will leave the conversation about AI on is that if you ever find yourself like having like a talk about it or whatever, don't immediately go like nuclear. Just it should take away from your sleep too much, and also pay attention to the discussion rather than like, I'm not saying like have a civil discussion about it because it's like, it's very difficult, but it's like, I think maybe what I'm advocating is like, don't engage like with AI all the time. It's not healthy. Don't, I've gotten to the point where personally, I don't question too much. Like I take everything at face value. Like if someone sends me an art, I try not to think it's this AI, it's this AI. Like it's not conducive to anything good. I take it from a very chill point of view where like I assume the best in people. I will go check, right? Like, oh, if they send me something like and there's like a Twitter link, I'll go check it. But and if I see that it's AI or whatever, then yeah, that's disappointing. But if it doesn't say anywhere and like I don't see any indication that it is, I'm like, okay, well, it's a good piece. It's like a good piece. But then if someone tells me, then I'll be like, but I try not to like think too much on it. I try to just stay positive about it because it's not good. Like it's gonna be very prevalent. I think like just learn to roll with the punches. Don't engage with it if you can't avoid it. But if you see it, like I don't mind if people like on their own, not posting anywhere or whatever, they generate images. It's like, would I prefer that they draw the stuff that they want to see? Sure. But if they're not drawing it, like they're just generating images, but they're not trying to build like an audience, based on stuff that they didn't make, then that's where I take issues. But if it's someone like generating shit on their computer or like, I don't know, with ChatGPT, but it's like, I don't want to say like an innocent use because he's like AI is like not very good for the climate, but if it's like that, it's like for their own amusement. And I mean, I would say like learn to draw, but that's like the least egregious use of it, I guess. But in the interim, encourage people to make stuff. Encourage people to engage with the creative process. If you see someone, they're like, oh, I wish I was like, I could make stuff like that. Just tell them like you can. It's not gonna be good at first, but you can. And that's what makes us, that's the human experience. The human experience. It's growing, developing, learning to make stuff. Showing other people. Connecting with others. It just sucks that, you know, people use it as a means to like just drive others away, but I don't know. But anyways, look at these bazookas. Homegrown. Alright, I'm gonna finish on... Oh, wait. Well, these are things that I want to have, so... we did this. We did this. Working on this. This. Did that. This is pending. Pending. I'm gonna do this one next. I'm gonna throw some colors in. It's only flat, so I'm not gonna render anything or whatever. I haven't decided on the coloring style that I want for it. So that'll be something that I need to work on. What game is this one from? Is this Twilight Princess? Yeah, this sounds like Twilight Princess. It is a little loud. There we go. I want to play Twilight Princess, but every time I think about playing it, I love Twilight Princess. It's probably my favorite ones, but I don't know what stops me from playing it. I think it just doesn't feel like it's a very long game. Because it doesn't feel like... Because you know how, like, Ocarina of Time is, like, very short. Relatively short. Twilight Princess is... it's not long, is it? Because I really want to play for Midna purposes, you know? I just like her character a lot. She's great. No, I actually really want to play it. Yeah. No, true, you are correct. Thing I want to do. Honestly, for Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, they feel like they were missing things. If I'm not mistaken, I think Wind Waker was cut short. Twilight Princess was rushed. And Skyward Sword, well, it's Skyward Sword. I honestly couldn't get into Skyward Sword. I frankly found it too handholdy, and I did not like the gimmick. I just wish Nintendo would go back to older Zelda formula. I don't really like Breath of the Wild, nor Tears of the Kingdom. There's a very good Tears of the Kingdom video by a creator called, I believe her name is Skitty. It's like 3 hours long, but it's very good. And it pretty much sums up how I felt about the game. Or just like Breath of the Wild in general. I genuinely, I am willing to give Skyward Sword another try. No, the problem with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is that all of them sound good on, like, the games sound good on paper, but on execution, they're terrible. In my opinion, like, a lot of stuff, like, people are like, oh, the story is amazing or whatever, but then you just like, what story? There's not really very much, and I mean, that wasn't really the point of those games. The point, it was just exploration. But then you explore things and you see pretty things, but there's nothing to them. Like, Yeah, like it's like looking at stuff, but for me, I like finding ruins and finding like something like whatever's like the purpose of them, or like I like the context. That game was made for screenshots and like looking and like exploring, but honestly, like it would have been better if they just didn't have. Yeah, fair enough. That's a fair assessment. Because the problem is that Breath of the Wild for me would have worked if Tears of the Kingdom was an actual upgrade to it. But it wasn't. It was just more of the same with a huge building chore attached to it. Because a lot of it feels like a lot of the design choices was like, oh, this will go great on social media. Not that they designed it with social media in mind. It's just more of like, a lot of it's like, oh, this will be funny if people try to do crazy inventions and stuff like that. But a lot of it just was, it was just more Breath of the Wild. It was just more busy work. I hate the Koroks. I hope they just jump into a fire. The story doesn't make any sense. And then to add insult to injury, the story wasn't even complete. They were planning on doing like the Age of Imprisonment thing, and then they're like, oh, that's where you'll find out the real story. But it's like, no, give us more shit. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't like Breath of the Wild, but I respect it a lot. In terms of like, it was a next step for the series, and it did a few things right, but I mean, for me, it just didn't click. I played it, I beat it, and like for a brief moment, I was like, oh, yeah, I enjoyed like exploring, finding things, but it's not a game that I would ever want to play again. And frankly speaking, it didn't feel like much of like a grand adventure. It just felt like, all right, I'm gonna go around and look at shit, to like, which isn't bad necessarily. But it's not what I wanted. But I still respect it. I was hoping that Tears of the Kingdom would have taken that and done like, okay, people hated the amount of shrines. People hated that there were no dungeons, and then they just didn't do anything with it, because then the dungeons they did do are piss easy. They're worse than I think they are actually worse than the original like animal things that you were supposed to like jump in, because it had a lot of cool stuff going on. And then Tears of the Kingdom just doesn't really do much with it. And then like the shrines, they still suck. And then a lot of them you can just solve them by just not doing what they're asking you to do. You just do whatever you want. But they're like, and the problem is that they're specifically designed with the huge centipede thing was really cool. I really like the centipede and the final boss. Fighting Ganondorf was actually pretty cool. Like the standoff and that kind of stuff. That was like the pairing. I did like that. But the rest of it, like you didn't like. It felt like DLC, to be honest. Tears of the Kingdom felt like DLC more than it felt like a new game. The robot was alright, yeah, but the robot kind of sucks in one aspect where like it would have been awesome if the robot was like really strong, but it really wasn't. It just felt like it was strong because you think it hits harder, but it doesn't. But then the robot boxing fight was like, okay. I don't know. There's a lot that the game misses, and personally wish they would have worked on accessories. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like in general, like there are elements of Tears of the Kingdom that I do like. The problem is that with the building mechanic, for example, they want you to like do all this transportation shit. But if you build the air bike, why? Why would you even bother? You just... doesn't matter. So, I don't know. I feel like... I honestly think, like... they just did whatever they thought they could do. Just throw it in. It might work. Oh, who cares? Think of like accessories. I personally don't wear a lot of like accessories. And these, the GMB tiers of the Koroks enabled some sense of tormenting. Yeah, that I did like. That to me was very funny, that you could torture the Koroks. That at least had some sort of catharsis to it. Yeah, I wanted to keep the model rather simple. Didn't really add too much to it. style. China had did some funny stuff with Tears of the Kingdom that also felt cathartic. I remember Oni Place played it and Chris hated it. I could add. Honestly, for Skyward Sword, I found the story great. Probably my favorite Zelda. She was charming. She gave me a reason to go save her. Well, she's the only one that actively engages with you in any romantic way. But also, I honestly haven't like seen the story entirety. I only know about demise and stuff, which is another reason why I like want to play it, just to give like actually have my full opinion of it. I'm not talking about romance. I played it, but then I said, oh, I don't like this. But that was when it was in the Wii, where I was like, I don't like the controls. Fuck this. But I kind of want to try it now that it's like it's out on the Switch. Like, let me see. I mean, I played most of the Zelda games. Oh, it's $40 right now. For a Switch digital code. I'll consider it next month. I could stream it. Right, I'm gonna throw the colors in, because I honestly, well, let me see. I really, really like Zelda games. I've played Ocarina of Time a lot. Most people that I know, they say they like Majora a lot more. They think it's a better game, but to me, like, I don't like Majora, but not as a game. I think as a game it's great, but I don't like the theming of it. Because I don't like the 3-day stuff or whatever. It's not my preference. I've beaten it twice, I think. I know for a fact that I've beaten it once, but I haven't, like, I only beat it another time, like, recently, like a couple of years ago. But I don't like 3D Zelda games. I think the 2D is more fun because how compact. The 3D ones are good. I think that I love the 2D games. They're fun. They're amazing. I think one of the best Zelda games is A Link Between Worlds. I think that's like, if not my second favorite, it's like on my top 3. For sure. It's a shame. It's a shame Nintendo's never gonna port that. Now that one has quite the happy ending. Yeah. It introduces us to Hilda too. And I like the other Link as well. Or like Link's counterpart in the other world. A Link to the Past is also good. Ravio, yeah. A Link to the Past is great too. It's very good. The Game Boy ones are pretty fun. I should add the ear cover. I think having them exposed is better. Minish Cap is, yeah. Minish Cap is a good game. Miss the Oracle versions of Dinar, yeah. Should I guess I'll try that when I start doing the colors. Which, let's give it a shot. You know what I do want to do? I want to do another randomizer. With Ocarina of Time. They're very fun and silly. Like, you can get absolute rotten seeds, but they tend to be very fun. It just commands like a very high knowledge of the game. One that I know the game, but I wouldn't be able to like do a flawless speed run, or like I would have to stop and check. Okay, where can I go? What can I do? I do remember an odd randomizer that a friend played, somehow mixed. Oh yeah, I forgot the name of it, but there is a randomizer that combines a few NES games and a few Super Nintendo games. Yeah, that one looks fun too. At TwitchCon, I saw a really fun randomizer, which was a room randomizer, I think it was. It like randomized rooms, it randomized like a bunch of things, and the guy, like, he was very, very good at it. It was very fun to watch. That's another game I want to replay, Super Metroid. I think I've only been in that game once, and like I usually restart it and then never finish it. Especially with how disappointing Metroid Prime 4 was. I've been like, I want to play like Metroid again. But I don't really want to commit to Metroid Prime. Don't feel like playing Metroid Prime 2. I already beat the remaster. Of Metroid Prime 1s, and I don't really feel like redoing it. The one thing that will always be great in Zelda games is the music, at the very least. At the bare minimum, the music will always be great. Even if the game isn't. The crazy part I find about Ocarina of Time had the weakest soundtrack. Not that the songs were weak, but I felt like they were a little bit low budget on them. Oh yeah, I mean, I can understand. Because they weren't sure. Maybe the game wasn't going to do well in 3D for people. I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird path, but they found their footing well. Yeah, after Ocarina of Time was successful and they did Majora's Mask, which, in terms of storytelling, it's really good. It's like there's a lot of really good side quests and stuff like that. And they finally like got a hold. Like it's not a perfect game, but they did really well with it. And then they moved on and did Wind Waker, which was really good. A little weak at some parts, but it's still really good. And then Twilight Princess, like, they kept doing really good things. And really solid still on the 2D part as well. Four Swords Adventures is amazing. I really like it. It's fun. Oh, nice. It's really cool. I really wish we would bring magazines back. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one with your laundry. Yeah. I'll do. Yeah. Let's do clothing. Oh right, I forgot about this. Something with the skin. It's blue. Really adjust the colors later. Just need to see what they look first. It's actually not a bad blue. Do yeah, I think that the dark blue might work. Choose this. Yep, there we go. Some like feels much better, I think. That one feels a little better. Is it slower? Here. Series. I'm gonna put them in a layer above. Start. Should probably keep some sort of reference to the original model. Yeah. I think what I'll do is, instead of having this here, I'm gonna have a reference to the ascot from the original model here. I might need to make the legs longer, but that's like something that I can fix in it. Because I'm trying to look at like the thing that I drew that I was like, oh, I have to go with this, but I might make the hips a little wider, maybe, but the legs do need to be fixed. They need, like this part in particular, the lower legs need to be a little longer. Maybe. Just want to make sure that the colors work and the crux of the design is sound. So this. Kind of reflective. They'll have some words in there. He One thing I debated doing was like, what if I did this instead? But kind of like the jeans complete, so. I think this is good enough for now, maybe. Let's do the other clothing. I'd turn these off anyways. I almost bought a pair of Kirby slippers. They were selling some near my house, but the problem with the slippers is that, for one, I'm very clumsy. So, I think they had like a huge Kirby, like in the front. Like, and then it was like this. So it was very heavy on the front, and the other one was like, it was like this, but it had like the Kirby, so you would put your feet. I think it was like you put your feet in his mouth or something like that. But it like the kind of slippers that I want are these ones. You just slip them on. These ones are like, for one, I don't think I want to put my feet in Kirby's mouth. And it was like they didn't really have anyone like a size larger than my foot. So I just opted against it because I didn't really want like the big Kirby where like it was too uncomfortable. So I had to pass on the Kirby slippers, which made me sad. This one, I think, I could add different accessories. So, I'm gonna add. Snaggletooth. Yeah. I mean, there's, I'll show these again, but, like, it's gonna get confusing if I show it with colors, but there's a regular one. There's, I mean, the one with the Snaggletooth. There's a Fumo. There's Himbo. Hey, yeah. And then there's this. Yare, does it? Yare. Yare. Okay. We put back the JoJo serious pose. Right now I'm just working on the models, accessories, and stuff. Still trying to. This is the outfit 2. So outfit 1 is... Well, I'll show it in a second. Let me just... well, let's see. We got so many folders already. So we got clothes. This one, turn this one on. This would be the main outfit. But I still have to refine it. There's a lot of stuff that... And there is... he has a boob toggle as a joke. But I'll work on that some other. Like I already have like a boob version of the things, so that'd be very funny. Let's go ahead and go here to what I was working on. All right, let's see. No, I want to... here and... Yeah, I like the bunny slippers. I'm not gonna have too many like accessories and things. I'll keep the thing relatively like simple. I don't like overdoing my designs. Because someone was making the argument, oh, like you need to do like elaborate designs to stand out, but everybody's doing elaborate designs. Like if everybody's elaborate, then nobody's like. So I'm just gonna keep mine simple. No, it is my new model. I'm working on my new model. That's what I'm doing today. Yeah. This, believe it or not, for the years, can I ask, where did your love for horses comes from? You know what? That's not something I can completely answer. It's just, I've always liked horses. Like, I don't know. Like, I just like horses as like, you know, obviously I like myself. But I just like horses. And when I started as an artist, it was like right around the time My Little Pony was starting to get popular. There's just bigger versions of dogs, correct. So when I started, like, as an artist as well, My Little Pony was like popular at the time, and I started getting into like drawing all those characters and stuff, like doing a lot of like horse related things. I started my first horse girl was around that time as well, and so and she was like the girlfriend of like a cow girl that I had, and it just steamrolled from there, and yeah, from after that, I just started drawing. Like, I was in the horse girl thing like way before Uma Musume was like even conceived as an idea in side games. So right when they announced it, I already had plans for like horse girl related things. So I was like, you know, people are like, oh, you know, so you like almost it's like, don't recite the verses. I was there when it was written. I was there before it was even popular. Now everybody has like a horse girl. Like, I don't mind it. Like, it's more business and more horse girls to draw, but it's just like seeing everybody's like, oh, I need a horse girl OC because like Uma Musume is popular. It's like I've always been that person that's always like, no, make horse girls, make more horse OCs, and only the furries were making horse OCs. Everybody else was like, nah, we making bunny girls, we making cat girls. That's why I was known as a horse girl guy. This fucking controller. Yeah, you know what I was saying earlier, like I wish Uma Musume wasn't as popular. I wish like I wanted my friends to enjoy what I was enjoying because I played the game since launch and I was very excited about it. But now it's like I'm happy that people like it as much as I do, but at the same time it's also there's something about the thing that you like being extremely mainstream that just isn't fun anymore. That kind of like takes the oomph out of it. Yeah, and then you have more people like having their opinions. Like I remember someone was telling me like they were watching the anime like Cinderella Grey with someone. And they're like, oh, it would have been more interesting if Ogre lost. And it's like, it's based on the real fucking horse. Like, it's not... I swear to God, like... Yeah, but I'm just saying it would have been... No, like, stop saying things. Shut up. Just take it for what it is. It's not... It's making real history interesting. It's like if you were to play like Call of Duty World at War, and then they're like, it would have been more interesting if Hitler won, you know? It's like, there's a game that's called Wolfenstein. It already happened. Like, someone already made that. It's... Yeah, that's the thing. Because it's based on the real horses and they do very interesting things with it, that's why it's fun. Their personalities are based on things that the real horses did or like how they behaved. That's what makes it good. Coupled with like very good art, a very good game, very good storytelling, like that's why it's fun. And the designs, and not to mention that they're horses. So but yeah, the moment I saw what's his face? Northern Lion play Uma Musume, I'm like, oh, it's over. It's over. It's fucking over. Thank you. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, Melons. Honestly, I think at most what I could do here is, let's see, if I were to add something like this. If I were to add something like, oh no, you know what? I could probably add like a pocket. Okay. So instead of just making it like that, you could add like a tiny pocket here. And then I could add like pencil. I'm basing a lot of like this model. It's like what stuff, like I thought about adding socks, but I personally don't like wearing socks. Like I like walking around barefoot. It feels way better to just be barefoot. Yeah, I think I'll keep it like that. Yeah, I think less is more. I need to refine it. Like, I think the next stage is starting to refine the body base and like complete the other stuff that I wanted to do, like refine the cheese and chocolate animation, the Doro form, different ear poses. On it so far for 4 hours, it's not bad. The main this one definitely needs some work. So I need to figure out, it can't be too simple, so I need to probably figure out what I could do with this one. Maybe make the belt area a little bigger, add like a belt, maybe add like some sort of strap that goes like this way. I mean I could try that right now. For one, I'm getting rid of these. These guys. what I can do is, instead, I can try and like a fanny pack of sorts. Something like this. Figure out the design details. I think that's good enough for today. You know, first pass. I have to obviously refine it a lot. Maybe come up with a better outfit. Though I really like the t-shirt and the jean combo, like the waist up jean. Thank you. I could probably refine it better or like find, but honestly, the most important part is getting this started and moving it. I probably will look out for, like, let me see something. I did do an early, like a different attempt at one point. So, oh yeah. Okay, found it. Look at this. So I had started, this is way different. It's kind of the same, but not. And I feel a little bit differently about this, but I had this. Outfit 2, yeah. I think what I have now is like somewhat of like a tangential improvement. Oh, right, yeah, and potato needs to be in there. I do need to add potato. Let me write that down. Potato. I need to make a Doro form, but I'm not making the Doro form until like I have kind of the face and the body, whatever. They just need to be fine-tuned. But I'm gonna get feedback from some of my friends. Put potato on the shoulder. Yeah. I have her backpack, by the way, so I could do like I could basically do like a toggle where like I put potato, like I put a backpack on and potatoes in there, like a tiny backpack, and just make her small. I could do something like that. I mean, it might be like way over the top, but we'll see. Make sure that I, you know, don't overdo it. But anyways, I think for today, I don't want to burn out myself working on this. I want to take my time and make sure it's good. So I'm going to leave it at here for today. We're at 3.5 hours, so I think that's a good stopping point for me. Now it's the time where like I review it and, you know, get some feedback and stuff. But yeah, thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it. I hope you guys had a comfy time. I will try to stream this maybe later in the week, but I think the next stream is either Deltarune or more Witness. We'll see. But have a great evening. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you guys. Let me walk you all out.